And we're on. Finished product here. Keeping it super simple for lunch. We're just sharing a steak and having a huge salad with some nuts crushed into it. Iria's absolutely smashed dinner. So we've got some turkey burgers here, some carrots that I roasted, my small contribution to the meal, some tomatoes, jalapenos, and avocado. And these are going to be our buns. Some sauces, got sriracha and Tabasco. And that's Iria's plate there. She's also got some Spanish peppers there. Yeah. Another check-in. This is going to be lunch. In 3, 2. Here is the end result. Some grilled steak and some grilled veggies. How you going? Just going to give my thoughts now on the paleo experiment that we did. So yeah, I think the first thing to kind of address is that I think the principles of it are really good. Like, I think it's always a good thing to base your diet around vegetables at the start, lean meats and that kind of stuff. I think we did it as a pure diet. I think it's a little bit too extreme. Like, we did it in the sense that you're not allowed potatoes and sweet potatoes and that kind of stuff. I think a diet like that for the kind of training and exercise I do, it's number one, it's not sustainable, but number two, it's just not, I know you can get fat adapted and whatever, but it's just not a high performance diet for the kind of calorie needs I have when I'm running, and just in terms of burning glycogen and that kind of stuff, that, it's a personal choice. It didn't work for me in that sense. I think it was a really good reset. Like, it definitely made us reconsider what we were eating. It cleaned up our whole diet on a whole, and that kind of thing. But I think, long term, it's not a diet that's sustainable. I think the principles of it are very good. So, a paleo-based diet, but allowing yourself to eat things like potatoes and sweet potatoes and rice, that's probably the better direction to go. So, again, it's just balance. I think these days, increasingly, maybe it's been like that for all time, but people just really want to buy into an identity or extreme. So, everyone's, I'm plant-based, I'm keto, I'm carnivore. I think the magic area is somewhere in the middle of all them, taking all the best bits and reducing the sugar and that kind of stuff. So I guess the outtake of that is, would I continue to eat paleo, or would, Iria and I continue to eat paleo? Probably not, especially considering the physical demands and needs we have. But I think it was a nice little experiment. In terms of my energy and that kind of stuff throughout the process, it started off really well the first few days. We felt like we had stable energy, and we had a lot of, we felt really nice, basically. But as I started to ramp up my training, I'm coming off an injury now, and I'm just getting back into, around 10 miles a day, so 16 Ks a day. But even before that, I was starting to really notice that it was affecting my cognitive function at work. So I was getting, hungry. I was spending the entire day thinking about food, no matter how much we ate. And as the exercise increased, it just became unsustainable. So, for me, I'll often eat a big bowl of oats and some eggs, an hour before I go for a long run. It's just not really sustainable for me on a paleo type diet. I think for certain exercises, or for certain forms of exercise, it might work really well. And if you don't do a high level of exercise, it's great. It's a great way to lose weight, and it's a great way to clean up your diet. Just another thought as well, to build on kind of what I was saying before in terms of balance. Like, right now, I'm going to go out and go for a long run with Luke, and I've got some of the spring energy gels, which are, made out of all natural food and rice and that kind of stuff. But I couldn't eat things like that on a paleo diet. And while it was just a challenge, I think Iria and I did a really long hike. We did a 6 or 7 hour hike up the northern beaches, just, for something to do, so we could spend the day on our feet without exacerbating my injury. But we were having to eat things like bacon, and, and it's this, any kind of ultra effort or long effort, you're dealing with those ups and downs of energy. And what we did notice was, every time we had a pancake, or so we made these paleo pancakes that were primarily banana with almond meal and that kind of stuff. When we were getting those carbohydrate carbohydrate rushes from the bananas, we felt significantly better than when we were just eating the bacon and the eggs and that kind of stuff. So I think, you know, from a long effort point of view, that it's just a lot less restrictive in terms of what you can and can't eat. I know I've taken a wrong turn here. What you can and can't eat when you're not following a strict diet like that, and when you're just eating intuitively and eating healthily and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you know, we'll probably try another challenge like this in the future. For me personally, it was hard to stay motivated in terms of making the video for this, because I think anyone that has any experience in, you know, long distance running or any kind of extreme exercise probably knew what the outcome was going to be on a paleo diet. But it was just, you know, it was just an interesting experiment for us to try.